This is the R7 Quad Mini Driver, and it comes with 2 sets of weights. So there's 4 weights altogether. We've got 2 13-gram weights in the front and 2 4-gram weights in the back. I just want to see what the difference is with the weights in the front and the weights in the back. I'm hitting these shots with the Taylormade TP5X that I found on the golf course, because we might as well match up the old brands. Just got that little lean to the right, which I am not offended by in the slightest. Numbers looking pretty good. A little bit straighter in direction. Getting up there a decent distance. I'm flying at quite a nice low peak height, so we'll have a little look at what the difference is in peak height. That'll be an interesting one for me, and you, hopefully. That was a little bit slappy, but it's got up there in the same area. It's literally in the middle of the other 2 shots. Spin changed quite a bit. Let's go one more. Just testament to the forgiveness of the club. Oh, misread. You would do that while I'm on camera, wouldn't you? It's registered as no spin, most likely, and it's gone up. Yay, I've just hit one 380 yards. But it's not real. I love it when it does that. I think it does that more with these sorts of golf balls. So every now and then it will pick one of these golf balls up like that and just give us a big old boost in yardage. Probably get 1 in 300 do that. Little squeeze out to the right. Again, I'm not offended by that. I'm finding this hard to hit left. Now that could be because we've got a +4 mid-size. It's thicker on this bottom half, which means it's a little bit harder to overturn the club. Could be a bit of that in there, but we have what we have. Let's get the weights out of the front. Let's get these 13-gram weights in the back of the club. Does it add forgiveness? Does it change the height? Does it change the spin? Does it change the distance? Peak height, all those lovely things. This does take a little while. Obviously I'm going to edit out all that time it took. But 13-gram weights now in the back. So does it feel any different for a start? Actually feels lighter. Actually feels lighter in overall swing weight. I don't know if there's any truth to that. Now if someone hits the ball too low and we move the weights around and it increases the height, we might get a bit more distance out of it. If someone hits the ball too high and we get the weights in the front and it brings the flight down, we might get a bit more distance out of it. We're looking to access the best window of efficiency for each golfer, and having something like that on a driver like this, mini driver like this, is fantastic. And already I kind of feel like it's a little bit lighter and a little bit easier to hit a draw. He says as he pushes one. Commentator's curse. Probably put that down more to a mishit than the club. Nope, that was definitely me. Okay, we've still got a little squeeze right. I felt like that first shot was just easier to draw. Maybe I'm then balancing that back out, don't know. No, okay, yeah. Same sort of shape, but it's not to say that can't be tweaked. And tweaking is a big factor of this club. So let me just pick out some anomalies. 40 yards right, that's probably a bit excessive. Okay, that was definitely a misread. The rest of all have done the same sort of thing. I think the head cover on this thing's pretty cool as well. You can apparently turn it inside out, and inside there's like a fluffy inside. So if you don't want that kind of like R7 leather, you can turn it this way around and have more of a black and white sort of like thing with just a little Taylormade logo on there. So that's different. Although I think I'd rather have that soft stuff touching the club when it's inside the head cover. So there's this shot here where I didn't quite get it right and the spin dropped to 1600. Now with that shot in there, the average is 2,400. With it taken out, we're 2,600. That is still 300 less than having the weights in the back, so it does make a difference. All of these are touching near 3,000. One of them's going over. But with the weights in the front, I've got an average of 11.6 yards right, and with the weights in the back, I've got an average of 21 yards right. Make of that what you will, but we've got 38.2 landing angle at the back, and we've got 32.8 landing angle at the front. So it's definitely coming in shallower to get a bit more run, coming in steeper with the weights at the back. And the peak height at the front is 75 feet, apart from that one, which isn't in there. And with and without that one is 73, 75 feet, so it's still nice and healthy. 75 feet turns into 94 feet. So we get, I did hit it more right, which will get a little bit more height, but it is a higher overall peak height. Right, front to back, I've got very similar speed. At the front, I've got a little bit more pop off it, and I've got more speed, I've got lower launch, I've got lower spin, I've got tiny bit more carry, but more run from that carry. Direction wise, just a little bit further right on the yellow, which is at the back. At the front, I've got a slightly tighter grouping, and it's very similar, but the main thing is that spin and that height, which will definitely have an impact on a windy day. So say on a windy day, you just want to get the weights in the front just to get a little bit more penetration. You go into wind and you get that thing launching a little bit lower just by changing the weights, not having to change your swing or anything. Then that's very beneficial. If you launch the ball a bit lower and you want a bit more help, get them in the back, get the ball up, help yourself get a little bit more carry from that efficiency of the flight. But there we go. There's the front to back weights in the R7 mini driver, and I will see you on the next video.